Now this goes out to all of my beautiful people. I'm J Star, you know it's nice to meet ya. 7:45 a.m. catch me on the morning meetup, hosted by David Shands.
There it is. I appreciate that. I am going live on all these platforms right now. Okay, just trying to expand the reach. Okay, so if you're just now, first off, anybody that just joined the morning meetup, welcome. Okay, anybody just put it in the chat real quick. You joined within the last week. You're in your dollar trial time. You're trialing right now, just trying to see if this is something that you'd be interested in for long term. Just joined Friday. Just joined. Okay, come on. I know there's more. There's more. Just joined. Okay, been for a month. Appreciate you being a part of Family Courtney. All right, just joined yesterday. Just joined last night. Just joined yesterday. Yes. I love y'all. Okay, let me just add some value. Okay, let me just add some value. So today's topic is, well, maybe it's a topic or a question. The question is the topic, what do you really want? I think it's important, especially this month. We're talking about target practice. We're talking about hitting targets. It's important to know what you really, really want and why you want what you want. I mean, I remember one time I said I wanted to be a billionaire, but I realized I was only really saying that because billionaire sounds cool. And I think one of my other friends that they were just going so hard, their goals, they're like, yo, we could be a billionaire. And we had a conversation about it. And I was like, oh, great, we could be a billionaire. My goal is to be a billionaire. But now that I think about it, I don't necessarily desire to be a billionaire. Yeah, my boy said it. It was so funny, and some people might be offended by it. We was talking about, he's like, yo, $1 billion? He's like, yo, you can't even get into heaven if you make $1 billion. It's just too much. It requires too much of your time. I thought it was funny. It's like, it's just too much money. It's just too much. Anywho, I think today we're going to identify what we really want. What we really, really want. Okay, so I have this thing, and I kind of talked about it on the morning meetup. I talked about it at the content creation bootcamp, but I never really had a chance to go all in on this one specific concept, okay? It's the who, what, when, where, why, and how, okay? So if you came to the boot camp, you know what I'm talking about. If you've been in the morning meetup for a while, you know what I'm talking about. I actually created this. I was at a high school one day in California, in Los Angeles, actually. And I'm preparing to see what I'm going to say. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to ask the kids a bunch of questions. And we went through the who, what, when, where, why, how. And I had them put it in order of importance. So who, what, when, where, why, how. We're gonna answer all these questions, but I'm gonna restructure them in a different order in how you should ask them. I think the first question in the who, what, when, where, why, how is where. Where do you want to be? Now, there's a couple different destinations we need to take into consideration when we start talking about where we want to end up. I think a financial is a where. Right? Like what is the destination? We can substitute where for destination. Where do we want to end up? What is the vision for ourselves? Let me just make sure everybody's muted. Okay, cool. What is the destination? Financially, where do you want to end up? Let's say by the end of the year. We can say your lifetime financial goals. I think this question deserves a lot of attention. Sometimes we're spinning our wheels because our activity does not line up with where we really want to be. I said I wanted to make $1 million a year. And I was selling t-shirts. And I was frustrated at the fact that I wasn't making $1 million. But then I realized at $25 a t-shirt, how many t-shirts do I have to sell to make $1 million? I think I might be in the wrong vehicle because I just acted. I just picked an activity and I was frustrated that I wasn't where I wanted to be, but it was based on the fact that I picked an activity because it was a good activity, but not necessarily that it was going to get me to where I wanted to go. So it got me to where I wanted to go when I wanted to make six figures, $100,000. $25 t-shirt, I just got to sell 11 a day. That I could do. But can I sell 100 a day to make $1 million? We'd have to 10x the activity, right? I don't know. So I think it's important to know where we want to be financially. What's even more important, well, you'll soon determine this. Where do we want to be spiritually? That's a destination, right? That maybe doesn't have much to do with each other. Where do you want to be financially? Where do you want to be spiritually? Where do you want to be physically? Physically, body wise. I have this vision in my head of where I want to be physically. Now, not super bulky. I really just want to get somewhere to a point where I can take my shirt off at a pool and feel confident about it. Right now, it looks weird. Now, because I have a personality, I'm not sure. All right, bro, it ain't that funny. Jerry Ribby, golly. But I got this picture where it's nice little top. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to have the killer six pack, but my joint is shaped like, I wish I could show y'all. It's like the top ain't bad, but then it comes down at the bottom. It's like this little, I don't know how to, like a hook. I don't know why it looks like that. Like a lowercase b. I'm shaped like a lowercase b. So the top is fine. It's just the bottom. But I don't want to be like that. So, but I had to identify where I wanted to be. You got to sit down and say, where do I want to be financially? Where do I want to be spiritually? Where do I want to be emotionally? Where do I want to be physically? Where do I want to be mentally? That's good. Let me add this to my notes. I didn't add emotionally. Cool. So where? Let's set a destination. Yo, y'all, it's too many jokes in the chat right now, okay? Yeah, I need y'all to get serious. I'm being vulnerable, and y'all roasting me in the chat, okay? Golly, I thought we was in a bubble of family. I thought we was encouraging each other. You know what? Forget it. Let me move on. We're going to the who, what, when, where, why, and how. We talked about where. I want you to spend some time today, though, identifying really, truly where you want to be. The next thing is why. The next question in the who, what, when, where, why, how is why. But you have to spend time with going through the process of each one of these. So financially is where I want to be. This is the number I want to be financially. This is where I want my business to be, how much I want to have automated. The next question is, why do I want that? Why do I want that? So I said it, I wanted to be a billionaire, but then I asked myself, why do I want to be a billionaire? And I started thinking about it. I mean, for my particular lifestyle, there's not much I can do with $1 billion that I can't do with a few million. Me personally, it'd just sit there. I mean, you could give it away. That'd be cool. I read this quote and I adopted it that I wanted to spend the first half of my life accumulating wealth and the second half of my life giving it all away. Now I think I don't know where I'm at in terms of my half, but I want to spend the first part, let's use part instead of half. I want to use the first part of my life accumulating wealth and the second half of my life giving it all away. So I want to live in abundance, not so that I can stunt, not so that I can drive the cars that my friends drive, Lamborghinis and such, but I want to be a bigger blessing. I made a shirt that said, make $1 million, save $1 million, tithe $1 million. I want to give away $1 million. That's cool. Can you imagine giving away 10 million? I want to be in that position. But I think if we know where we want to go and we identify what the why is, why we want to get there, it adds a certain level of motivation. But the thing is, you got to go through all of them. Where do I want to be financially? Why do I want to be there financially? Where do I want to be there? Where do I want to be physically? Why do I want to be there physically? All jokes aside, outside of the lowercase b. The other day, it was yesterday or the day before, I'm holding my daughter and she's crying. And if I sit down, even holding her, she's crying. But when I stand up, she stops crying. And then I'll try to rock her. And then I try to like sit down a little bit and she'll start crying again. And then I got to get back up so she'll stop crying. I don't know why she does that. But my arm was tired. My back started hurting as well. So, hold on, man, because y'all had too many jokes in the letter. Can I be vulnerable one more time without judgment? Because y'all roasted me about my body. I sat down. She started crying. And I was like, yo, you just got to cry because my back hurts. you just got to get it out, baby, because my back hurts, my arm hurts, and I'm going to sit down. So I sat down for a while, and she cried the whole time until I gathered the strength to get back up, and she stopped crying. My point is, I want to get to a certain level physically where I can endure that, and it's not a burden. Was my daughter a burden at that point? Dang, it's crazy when you think about it like that. So now I'm associating going to the gym and getting my physical health together so that I can play with my children. That's a good why, right? That's a good why. Not necessarily the pool. The pool is a strong why too, but it really hit me. I'm like, yo, I need to get better physically. It's a strong why. Mentally, where do we want to get to mentally? Why do we want to get there mentally? Emotionally and spiritually. I think it's important conversations. Okay. All right. We went through the where, then the why, and now we got to go through the how of each one of them. And this exercise is not going to be done in one sitting. This is probably going to be a week-long exercise. We're going to identify where we want to be, why we want to be there, and then how are we going to get there? How are we going to get there? It's important. So I want to make $1.5 million this year. Why do I want to make $1.5 million this year? So you can have some stuff automated, spend more time with your family, things of that nature. The question is now is how are we going to get there? We have to spend some time strategizing. What are we doing to get there? So let's say my number, we're getting to 10,000 followers on Facebook. Do me a favor, if you're not following my Facebook page, Social Proof Podcast, please, please, please do me a favor and follow that page. Please, at Social Proof Podcast. If you go to Facebook and you're looking for pages, go to Social Proof Podcast. You need to, please. It's going to be really good. You'll get great value. You'll get all the clips that you want, so you don't have to watch the whole hour and a half interviews. It's going to be very valuable, right? That is a goal that I want to get to, 10,000. Why do I want to get there? Because I know that I can make $50,000 a month on Facebook if I get to 10,000 followers. I know it. I'm very confident in that. It's just the way that thing works. But you can't monetize Facebook until you get to 10,000 followers on your page, so I need that. How am I going to get there? We got some strategies in place now. One is I'm promoting it everywhere I go. I just need people to follow. Number two, we just started running ads. We spent, I want to say, we got 200. I got to look back at the numbers. I think we got 180 something follows by running ads and spending $40 or something like that. So let's 10X that. I need 10,000 though. We got to get, that's just a part of the how. This is a strategy. Physically, we know what the physical goal is. We know why we want to get to that physical goal, but now how are we going to get to that physical goal? What's going on, family? David Shands. I want to give you a special invitation to the Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com. It is the only organization that gathers every single morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we help you learn entrepreneurship, grow as an entrepreneur, become an entrepreneur, or you just get to be in an environment, a network of all entrepreneurs. Literally hundreds of entrepreneurs gather on a Zoom call every single morning, Monday through Friday. Okay, so I want to give you a special invitation to help grow your business and your brand all this year, okay? Every single day. You eat every day for your health. You brush your teeth every day for your hygiene. I need you to learn and grow every single day for your mindset, okay? So make sure you go to themorningmeetup.com. It is only $1 trial. You don't need a promo code. Just go $1, themorningmeetup.com. Check it out. If you like us, stay. If not, after that, it's $79 a month. But I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy yourself, okay? So go to themorningmeetup.com. I love y'all. See you in the morning. Get a trainer. I taught to Brian in the morning, accountability. That's a part of the how. I'm going to get a gym membership. Goal, eat a salad every day. I don't know, whatever the how is going to be. But we have to go through that physically, mentally, spiritually, mentally. We want to get to a certain level mentally. I want to read, I want to be more proficient in business. I want to read 30 books this year, let's just say, or 20 books this year. Why do I want to read 20 books this year? One, to say I'm a reader of books. That's really cool. Sounds really cool. A library of books that you read, really cool. But it expands your vocabulary, which expands, not expands. If you expand your vocabulary, you'll do less, you'll exert less energy. Because if you can't find the words to say, you'll substitute it with action. So emotionally, if you can't find the words to say, typically you'll act it out. And that's where we get people who are physically abusive, people who don't know how to control their emotions, and they get so frustrated because they can't find the words, and then they act and wind up behind bars. Because there is definitely a relationship, a correlation between a child's vocabulary and their likelihood to go to prison, because they can't find the words to say. So I want to be somewhere mentally. Why do I want to be there? So I don't live in a box. My world expands. I can think more instead of acting more. Now, how am I going to do that? Well, we're going to read a chapter a day in the book club. Congratulations. We're all doing it. It's important. Okay. So, oh man, 8:32. We're almost done. Who, what, when, where, why, how. We went through the where, we went through the why. Now we got to figure out the how. Again, this is going to take a couple of weeks for you to do, because you have to go through this process. You got to ask these questions for every single where, every single destination you want to get to. The next is what? What is going to be required of me? What's going to be required of you to get to that body that you desire? And is that okay? What's going to be required of you to make that six figures, or that $50,000 a year, or that extra $2,000 a month? What's going to be required of you? And is that okay? Do you have it? Look, when we started talking about that $1 billion thing, I started thinking, what is it going to take for me to make $1 billion? I'm not signing up for that. I'm good. I don't want it that bad. I don't want what it takes to do that. I don't want that type of pressure. Honestly, I mean, some of you might stop following me now because I'm not super driven to make the money like that, but I don't want to do it. It's going to take too much. Physically, where do you want to get to? And what's going to be required of you? It's going to require discipline. It's going to require you making better decisions when it comes to eating. And you might not want to do that. It just takes too much. Again, I did this. I was coaching when I was doing like one-on-one coaching. And the young lady, she wanted, it was talking about business, but she brought up, I wanted to get to this particular, I wanted to lose X amount of pounds. And in pure motivational speaker fashion, I say, you're going to have to give some stuff up. Let's start with not eating carbs. Let's get on a diet. Let's how bad do you want? I'm motivational speaking her. I'm motivational speak to her. You get what I'm saying? But I was like inspiring her. She said, I do not believe in deprivation. You only live once. I feel like I can get to where I want to go without the restriction of not eating what I want. Okay? I'm just telling you, it's going to be a requirement of you. And you're saying, I don't want to take on that requirement. I don't want to do it. I've done that. Let me not point fingers. I want to get in shape, and in saying it without saying it, I said, I don't want to do that. I convinced myself that I'm not going to the gym. I hate going to the gym. I identify with that, and I say, what it's going to take, I don't want to do it. But then yesterday, last week, my man told me about the green zone and the red zone. I talked about yesterday. It's really good. Okay. But you got to go through that for all your wheres, all your destinations. That's why it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. Where do you want to be emotionally? You don't want to fly off the handle. What's it going to take? It's going to require you being in positions that are super uncomfortable, because you're only going to grow emotionally if you're in situations where you would normally act the way you don't want to act emotionally. It's going to require you being in pressure situations, saying, you know what, I'm not reacting that way. Not this time. You don't want to go through that though. Where, why, how, what is going to be required of me? Number 5, I think that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who? Who do you need? Who do you need? To get to these destinations, who are you going to need? To get to these destinations financially, who do you need? I think some of you guys answer that question, right? You say, yo, I need a community. So you join the morning meetup. You're here in the morning meetup because you know a part of your journey, a part of getting to where you want to go, you have to talk, you have to commune with other people, you have to see other people going in the same direction. You need some sort of coaching. That's a part of it. Well, let's go physically. Who do you need? I identified that I needed a trainer. Some of us need to have a conversation with our spouse, and our spouse really give it to us the way and say, yo, I'm giving you permission to openly disrespect me if I don't go to the gym. I'm giving you permission to talk. I'm giving you the authority to talk to me crazy before we get into bed. Who do you need? I don't know. Financially, who do you need? You might need a coach. Who do you need? You need to go to more conferences. Who do you need? Who do you need? Spiritually, you might have to get an advisor from your church, or who do you need? I think, I'm telling you, if you spend some time going through this process, it will be so freeing. It will be so freeing, because now you're doing the work. And you're not just saying what you want. You're actually mapping out, strategizing your life and how to get to it. But we just say our goal, and there's no plan. We don't consider who we need. We don't consider why we want to do it. We don't consider what's going to be required of us. We never consider like how we're going to do it. What's the strategy? We just say it and we put it on a vision board. And we think that if we put it on the vision board, it's just going to come to us. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Okay. Lastly, when? When? When are we going to start and when are we going to finish? When are we going to start and when are we going to arrive? When do we begin this process? Financially, this is where I want to go financially. I've identified the rest of the stuff, who I'm going to need, why, what's going to be required of me, how I'm going to do it, why I want it. Now we have to say, okay, when are we going to start? I'm going to start today, latest tomorrow. And when should I get to this particular level that I want to get to? By the end of the year, by the end of the week, by the end of the month, before my birthday, before my child's birthday. I got a lot of work to do physically before I get to my daughter's first birthday. I feel like she'll be at the height of energy or beginning to like kind of run around and want to play. And I want to be at a particular level physically where I can keep up. I want to keep up. Certain level financially where I want to have a house in both of my daughter's names. But when am I going to start? When am I going to finish? You want to have a certain level of money being automated residually. When are we going to start this process? And when are we going to get there? When do we plan on getting there? That's the who, what, when, where, why, and how. But again, you're going to have to do it for every area of your life. Every destination that you truly want to get to, I want you to go through this process. Just put it in the chat. Who's committed to going through this process this week? It'd be interesting And I just want to see, like, I just want the testimonials. I want to see what's crazy is, I know you're hearing like the goals and all that kind of stuff, but there will be a change inside of you because you're going to realize a lot about yourself. You're going to realize a whole lot about yourself through the process. One of my mentors told me to get a business plan one time. And I'm like, I don't need no business plan. And then I used quotes from Facebook at the time, like, you don't need a business plan to be successful. I know a bunch of my friends, they successful, they ain't got no business plan. He said, I don't want you to get the business plan necessarily for the results or the fact that you're going to use the business plan. He said, I want you to get a business plan because I want you to get smart about your industry. He said, when you go through the business plan, in the creation of it, you're going to find out your target market. You're going to find out how big your market is. You're going to find the other players in your space. It's going to help you shape where you want to go, what's possible, who's doing what. It'll give you a timeline. He said, I just want you to do it to get smart. Got it. I just want y'all to do this to get smart. Okay. All right. I'm about to answer questions. Let me, all right, Instagram. Just join the morning meetup, man. Just try it. It's $1. All right. So I'm about to go back and talk to my family members. Not that y'all not family, but y'all not family, like morning meetup family. All right. So I'm out here. I love y'all. Peace. All right, y'all. It's 8:59. I want you to go out and be great. I want you to really clearly identify where you want to end up. What is the destination? Then do the work on mapping out how you're going to make that thing happen, how you're going to make that dream a reality. Okay. So I love you all. Mark your calendars. Not right. Don't get the ticket just yet, but mark your calendar. June 6th is the next Creators Bootcamp. June 6th. So just mark your calendar. You obviously you guys will have first dibs, first access. Let me see. Yeah, June 6th is the next Creators Bootcamp. You have first access at probably a cheaper rate than what most people are going to get it at. So just mark your calendar if you're coming. Let's get it. Okay. So I'm out of here. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Come join the most amazing live mentorship and accountability group for entrepreneurs every morning. The Morning Meetup. Do you have a business idea you need to get off the ground? Do you currently work a 9-to-5 and are looking for supplemental income? Come and network with like-minded individuals and take your business to the next level. Every morning from 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with David Shands and friends. Try the Morning Meetup today for just $1. Head over to themorningmeetup.com. That's themorningmeetup.com.